are back with another scenario on the same day.
We always say this. This is a scenario sent in by one of our lovely ladies. And she wrote this to us in our email, so we are trying to read this out and respond to you guys with the best advice that we can give. She goes, "Hey Callie and Harbour. Hope you are both well. I wanted to say I absolutely love your energy and think that you're both such genuine people.
Oh,
bless you both for success and happiness." Oh my god, I love it.
I mean, sister,
and to you too, sis. I would really appreciate some advice on my situation. So I'm really struggling living with my extended family. My brother got married 5 years ago and now he has 2 sons and they are still living at our mum and dad's house where I and my other siblings are also living. Ooh. My brother and sister-in-law both work, so are financially capable of moving into their own house and have been encouraged to do so by my parents. The main reason it's being extremely difficult living together is because there isn't enough space for all of us, and my brother and his family do not pull their weight. They are constantly leaving and making a mess, which we have to clean up. They don't wash their dishes, they don't contribute to the food shopping unless awkwardly asked to do so, and so much more which I don't want to list. They as a family unit only care about themselves and are very self-absorbed, caring little about the people they share a house with. From the beginning, we've avoided confrontation about these things as we are afraid this will affect family ties and thought that it would only be short term. I would have moved out a long time ago if I was allowed. I have voiced to my parents how much I'm struggling living here, but say they only want me to move out if I get married. Feeling a bit trapped. Do you girlies have any advice?" Oh, that's a tricky one.
So she's living in the house with both of her parents, her siblings, her brother,
and
his wife, and their 2 kids.
That's imagine you guys.
I know.
And then me and my entire family living with you.
I would be
the chaos.
And imagine those kids probably wake her up so early in the morning.
The chaos.
Let me give you a little backstory of let me give you a story.
No, I don't bitch about my children.
Yeah, so listen to this. Me and Harder went on a staycation. It was her family, my family, and my cousin and their family, basically. So we all went, and there were loads of kids, including both of Harder's. One was 3 at the time, the other wasn't even 1 year old. Now, I'm not used to having kids in my house. Or like, do you know what I mean? Or just like in the mornings, none of that. The whole time, so we were in Camden Sands, what was it, 5 days?
Yeah.
Every single day without fail, the child was coming into the room at not like 9 o'clock in the morning. This was at like 6 a.m. The door's like being pushed and he's just in my face and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what the hell? I'm not used to this. Do you know what I mean? So,
pretty normal.
And so yeah, so I understand a bit about the struggle that this girl's going through.
For 5 days! That does not compare.
No, that was the most like, I can't even describe. Because you know what, you're used to it. So you naturally wake up at that time. I was like, what's going on here? You know when someone shocks you out of sleep?
So back to our good sis. As a mum, I'm not gonna lie. I know the chaos having a family with young children. It's madness. Like, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
As a person that is in it myself, it's like, it's chaos, but it's our chaos. Like, we have to manage it at the end of the day. Like, it's a family routine.
Yeah.
So having that on top of like people who don't have kids and like younger siblings and like a mum and a dad, it's just, I can imagine the headache. I think that you guys should have like a family intervention.
Yeah, they need to do the meeting.
And like everyone should be, obviously the big people that make the decisions,
Yeah,
including
should come
yourself
in.
and like the other siblings who are old enough, should all come into this family meeting. And I think you should respectfully have that meeting with your brother first. I don't think they should invite...
Well, the parents already agree with the girl.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't think they should... Don't ambush them. What I'm saying is I think you should plan a family meeting.
Because already a
with everyone.
majority already feel as though they should move out, so it's going to be quite hurtful for them to hear.
I'm saying the mum, the dad, her, and whoever else's other siblings, as a family unit.
No, they can't ambush them. Because you know what? Think about it. Look, this is what I see. Yeah, what I see is a brother and his wife who are both working, and they have 2 young children. Do you know what I mean? They're probably just getting on with their routine. They've probably got they've got work and they've got kids on their plate, which is why they're not pulling their weight as much in the household, because they're probably thinking, right, like I've got all this stuff to deal with. So I just feel like if the family, for example, now that we know that both the mum and the dad and the sister all share the same feelings, it's like they're the majority and they all feel this way. So if they were to come and approach this family,
I don't think they should approach it as a wonder.
Hold on, let me finish. If they were to have this intervention, and then it's like the brother and his wife are just there outnumbered, and they've already come to this discussion, to this agreement, they're gonna feel like, right, like you lot already. You already came up with, you made a decision.
But what I'm trying to say is, I don't think the wife should be involved just yet. I think they should have a conversation with the older brother and just think, what do you think about this? And not to say that they should be like, leave now. I think they should come up with a plan with the older brother to be like, you know what, we can I think you guys should save for a house or rent another place. But the conversation needs to happen.
I think initially, before any of that family stuff happens, the sister just needs to have an informal conversation with the brother, just randomly bring it up. So oh, you know, have you guys started to look at, you know, houses, or I saw this really nice property down the road that's being rented, it's a 2-bedroom flat, it's great. Do you know what I mean? Just to gauge his ideas and thoughts about the process of wanting to move out, and also see if he's got that in his in his
radar.
Yeah, so then if he was to turn around and say, yeah, you know, we're actually looking for properties, I've been on Zoopla, Rightmove, blah blah blah, then she knows, oh, okay, I don't really need to take it to the family. Yeah, I don't really need to bring the parents in, because if they all came together and then they're voicing these
I don't know, I just think if there was a plan created, but I think Colton's idea is a lot better. I just like to hit the nail on the head, if I'm honest with you. But I think if there was a plan created with the older brother to be like, you know what, because I understand it's going to make him feel bad because they're going to be isolated and feel like no one wants them.
Yeah.
But I think if the parents and if the family, because everyone lives in the house, they've got a right to say what they say. If the family express their need, and then the brother expressed how he feels, they could maybe get an understanding of how he feels. Maybe he actually does want to move out. And
yeah, but I just think it's the tricky bit is the brother knowing that these people want him to go. Yeah. Because that's a bit awkward. And you know what, he could use, let's say for example they bring that forward and they have that conversation with him, he might just turn around and say, oh, what, you lot don't want me here, okay fine, we'll go tomorrow. And then that's just going to cause even more risk.
True. No, I
she's got to just gauge.
I reflect on that, let me pause.
Yeah, she's got to gauge the thoughts, oh, you know, just
but why should it be her that gauges it? Why can't her mum gauge it?
Could be them, or she could bring the idea to her mum and get her mum to do it.
Because I feel like,
but you know, it's a brother and sister though, those are the types of chats that they have, do you know what I mean? The mum's probably thinking, oh, I want him to stay, or actually no, she parents
said, yeah. I feel like when it's you as his younger sister saying, oh, what do you think about this? He'll just probably brush it off.
Yeah.
Compared to if the mum gauges you,
depends
in
on
the back of his in the back of his head, he might think, you know what, maybe we are overstepping. Maybe there is maybe we can do a bit more.
Yeah.
He's hearing it from
if it's a case where, you know, he decides that he wants to stay, then he should probably start helping out around the house, not contributing towards things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the main thing is to understand what his plan is in terms of leaving. If he wants to leave, if he wants to stay, and if he stays, then he's just got to step up in the household, not just for his family, but for the entire family that are basically living there.
Yeah.
But if it's oh yeah, no, we plan to leave in about 1 year's time,
and this is our plan and this is what we're doing, but they still need to help around the house.
Yeah.
And I just think someone needs to say that.
Yeah.
Because you can't, it's like if you had roommates, what, you're going to let one person not do anything because you're too, like, someone needs to have that difficult conversation to be like, we really love you guys living with us, we love you being here.
But it would be nice for you to do the shopping
once in a while. Or like, if we're paying for the rent or the house is already paid for, please let's like support each other to contribute to the shopping, to do this.
And the bills.
Because I won't lie, feeding 2 children, that shopping goes like that.
Yeah. And you know those kids are probably just eating all those
munching
snacks.
on everything. So yeah, I just think that's the best way to go. I would say have a conversation with mum, see where your parents are at. I know you said that they want them to move out as well.
Yeah.
But understand how far your parents willing to go.
But, yeah,
having
but
that
also
conversation.
it's like an urgency thing. Like, what is the urgency in your parents wanting them to go? For her, it's obviously like, I need them to go. But with the parents, it could be like, oh, I'd like them to stay, but it would be nice for them to go as well. It could be like, do you know what I mean? A lukewarm feeling.
Yeah.
So I just think she just needs to gauge all these, like, the feeling around, like, this lot basically leaving.
Yeah. And I think it'll be so nice. Like, I love having my own space. In my mind, I think, imagine I lived with like everyone.
I think they'd want to go, if anything. Like, if you've got this whole all these people in the house, it must be really uncomfortable for them.
But then again, I'm just thinking, I've come to think of it, imagine all the babysitting you get.
Oh yeah, and the comfort.
And your meals are
paid,
cooked.
And the meals are cooked.
And like, it's easy because you've got help from everyone. So I get why they're saying.
They love it there.
And they're both working full time, so it must really help with the babysitting.
Yeah.
I won't lie.
You never know. They could be saving up for their own place. We just don't know.
We just don't know.
We just got to find out.
And I just think, take baby steps. Obviously be mindful of like how you say things. It might affect the relationship and like the dynamics. I personally think just have little,
Do a nudge,
little nudge conversations with yourself, or even do it with your mum.
Exactly.
I say the mum works because mums and sons have very good relationships, and like he can just laugh it off, but it won't come back to you.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
You won't be the person that gets thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
So you've got to start doing little whispers, basically whispers from mum. She goes to the boy.
Yeah.
And then like we'll find out what's going on.
Exactly. I hope that's helpful. I really do.
Yeah,
and please let us know what happens next. And
part
if you're nudging works, and you get some resolution. I obviously think like it's a big issue. I know that like
it sounds like it's unbearable for her.
Yeah, I get that, and I think maybe
like if she's like in a box room with a bunk bed, like with a child, like, do you know what I mean? We don't know what the actual
we don't know the actual dynamics of the situation, but like. I think slow and steady wins the race, instead of like assuming if I just get them out right now I'll be great, because you don't want to destroy the relationship.
Exactly. So the first thing that you probably would happen, not even the first thing that would happen, but like an initial reaction could be you just explode and you have this argument and it's like, oh, why are you even here? This is like,
do you know what I mean? It's getting much faster, get out, man. Like you don't want that, because you want to maintain that relationship and support your sister-in-law and all that stuff. If they're not thinking about that, then find out a way to get that into their subconscious.
You basically have to start using your Jedi mind tricks now.
She needs to start doing Inception.
She needs to basically make it so that it was his idea to move out.
Yeah.
When it was your idea.
Exactly. You need to do that smart stuff.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the other problem that you have is while you're still in this, getting into their brain situation, you want them to start doing stuff around the house.
Exactly. So you'd say something along the lines of, we've run out of milk and my leg's hurting, can you please run to the shop and then give them a whole shopping list.
Oh yes. On that aspect, your mum and dad need to get involved. Just, have a little chat with your mum, like, Mum, don't you think it'd be nice if they contributed to the shopping? It would really help out.
No, but it could be a mum that's like, oh no, don't worry about that, it's fine, we can manage it.
Then if she does that, I think she should say something.
To the brother.
Yeah, I think that's an easy conversation.
Yeah, that's an easy conversation. Because then
the other conversation you can put on
he'd
the mum.
automatically feel bad.
Yeah, like what
because
you do?
like, you've got these elderly parents that are basically having to do extra.
And they've got the other younger siblings.
Yeah.
Nabi, you got to contribute to the shopping, and you got to wash your dishes.
Yeah, wash your damn dishes. Don't be leaving them dirty dishes in the sink.
Do you know dishes? My worst chore in life is dishes. I hate dishes.
But yeah, we hope you appreciate our advice. Yeah, don't go in all guns blazing, just tough tea. Slow and steady wins the race. And yeah.
You guys in the comments, please let us know if this scenario of the situation's happened to you before, and if you've got any amazing advice for our good sis who sent this in. And also don't forget to subscribe.
and follow the Instagram.